Hey there, this is Kieran. Today, we're going to be having a slightly different video structure because unlike the normal just live audio cover, I'm going to be voicing over this, and this is just a bunch of footage of the Seeker crate rush as well as the credit crate rush that we got this Monday, last Monday, I mean. So yeah, I got pretty lucky on the credit crate rush. As you can tell, a total of 700,000 credits, which is quite a bit. It's actually enough to guarantee the current credit crate rush, which is Minigun 6. I don't plan to get it. What I will do is get Revoker 10, because that's going to be really helpful, like for getting my Surge nice and ready, because I have a rank 5 Surge, but I only had Revoker 8s on it, so I've got to switch out one of the 8s for 10. But basically, this is completely unscripted and just kind of me talking over footage and expressing what I think. So I already have the free token because I finished up all the I believe I get this in the 7th spin. Yeah, you can do the maths to figure it out. Seeker's a really good mech. It's not necessarily meta, but it's slightly off meta. It is countered by some things. It's a bit harder to use on mobile, or maybe it's just my personal experience. I will end up really liking Seeker, just because like I didn't like Surge even when I first started using it, but that was clearly because it took a little bit more skill to use it than I had. Just a timing thing. Yeah, at least on this SP, Repeater is probably the best weapon on Seeker, like single-handedly. I know this is probably not the best guy to teleport to, since there's a really high chance that there's someone behind him. This is honestly not the best map for Seeker. Just you really find a lot of people clustered up, considering the situation. Like, it's really easy to get from one place to another. So you'll find people grouping up or having line of sight of each other pretty easily. But this is a bot lobby, so I do expect it to perform kind of decently. But this video isn't really just about Seeker. It's actually just updates on my hangar as a whole, because I didn't make a dedicated video on Lacewing or Surge, even though I wanted to. That's another issue with Surge. If your opponent just keeps backing off, you can actually just completely avoid the teleport behind the mechanic and just you instead teleport in front of them, and you kind of give them an advantage instead. And I'm too scared to teleport behind anyone right now, and I'm hoping the teammates deal with this. So, well, as you can imagine, I got Lacewing, Surge, and Seeker all from a crate rush. I mean, an A crate rush that happens on the Mondays. I did have the option to get Dreadnought. I didn't get it. I chose to skip it because it is, again, off meta, and also, by that point, I guessed that either a Seeker or a Nomad would end up returning to a crate rush, and I did want to get both / either. I do still kind of plan to get Nomad, mainly because I need more aggressive builds. By aggressive, I don't mean like the Seeker style of aggressive that can, get a lot of kills, but the pushing control points types. Because, yeah, we're going to see Surge do that a little bit now. But primarily I've been using Surge to just get a lot of kills, because it performs really well against bots, it performs really well against humans, and predominantly it's just a killing machine, right? Just look at this. Freeze someone in place, and then the Revokers are the highest damage output that I have in my hangar. I do have the Burrow Beam 8 at least, but that doesn't really perform well as most people think it does, primarily because I don't have it at rank 5 like everyone else. I have it at rank 4. See, you're going to see the feature again. Boom, freeze someone in place. Just absolutely shred them with Revokers. Wait for the cooldown. I have ability cooldown on Surge. I don't think I'm going to take it out. People say ability duration is better than ability cooldown on Surge. Damn, that's a lag spike. But yeah, that's how I've actually been using this guy. I don't know if we'll see Lacewing on this game. I think we just win after this. I don't think we even get to take this control point. We actually do, and then maybe we get the final kill. But basically, I've been using this particular Surge build to just get a bunch of kills, get a bunch of control points. Now that I'm much more comfortable with it, I really, really love it. It's very close to like my favorite build ever. Probably my favorite mech is Redeemer, but in terms of builds, it's a very good combination of effectiveness and, you know, just fun, right? It's functional and it's also fun. Really gets the job done. Let's try to see how well this performs against players. Yeah, that this should be this match. It's gonna be one player. Maybe Seeker dies really quickly. I end up dying very quickly with Seeker a lot of the times, just because of probably just lack of skill, timing, and sometimes I fumble because my controls get messed up because I'm on mobile and I can't always hold my phone comfortably. See, yeah, that's one. That's actually a 2v2, I think. Yeah, this ends up being a 2v2, and I think I play with my Surge a lot more than I play with my Seeker. I do not remember this fact for sure. Yeah, I always do this just to warm up. I also got the Charge Rocket 8s. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I did do a zero commentary video on it. The build I hope to achieve in the future is probably a Charge Rocket Parasite, because, well, the simple thing about Charge Rocket is what Charge Rocket is, where it works the best is it works the best on mechs that naturally perform better in close quarter situations, but they don't have the speed to achieve those close quarter situations. Things like Dreadnought, ironically, and Parasite. That's actually why I've been looking forward to Parasite Dreadnought, and I don't survive that. Yeah, Amethyst is one of the... Damn, a Max Orion with... Yeah, this must be a really old player. I don't think I checked the ID later on, but must be a really old player if he has a maxed... Ignoring the maxed Orion, he has duplicated his rocket motors, which is just... It's not a reasonable thing to do if... Yeah, and then, yeah, I have to hunt him now because he's definitely going to cause issues later on. I mean, he can't cause issues like this point blank, so there's kind of no point in killing him. I choose not to take this control point because it's under pressure, and I choose to take, yeah, the other control point with a teammate, both to speed up the process and to recuperate so that I don't die. Yeah, but I still die to the Seeker because he has duplicated his Fragment Gun 12s. It has a maxed Seeker. I don't know if Seeker is a really good mech to max, at least with the pacing that I have for this game. But now, yeah, we get to see a little bit of how my lace wing performs. On this match, I have Stormrax on it, which is honestly not very good on mobile specifically. And get completely wiped. I guess we don't get to see much of lace wing on this battle. Actually, this is a build that I technically need a little bit more advice on. Probably the most ideal thing that I could have at this SP and, you know, would help me out long term is to have Hornet 8 and 12 instead of Disruptor 8 and 12. That would objectively perform like much better than, I would say, anything on my Redeemer. But I do want to know what you guys think I should do with him, because if I'm not running Stormrax on Lacewing, then they do work very well on him, especially if I end up duplicating the 10s, which I get the feeling I'm going to do eventually, even though I'm only running an epic ability cooldown, which the legendary version is just... It's so much better that everyone is kind of just subconsciously waiting for it, and... How do you get the Quasha 12? Damn. Yeah. Everyone is internally waiting for the legendary Stormrack cooldown, and even though I am waiting for the legendary Stormrack cooldown, I do have an epic, and I don't have my max pilot, so it's only on 19% cooldown reduction, I believe, which takes the cooldown to about 8 seconds, which works better for Seeker, actually, than it does for any other mech, because it feels like a waste of time to just stand on a rooftop with Lacewing and wait for an 8-second cooldown to, you know, get my Stormrack back. You know, that's actually why they say it's only meta if you have the cooldown implant, because without the cooldown implant, I am really struggling right now. I don't even get an MVP on this game. Probably on the next game, better performance is to be expected. Yeah, they, as of today, I believe, time of recording this audio, they also released updates, like update information about the new tournament mode. I would say it's actually a bit expected because the amount we got, like the amount of A coins that it was possible to achieve, wasn't unfair particularly, but I could understand how they would think it's unfair. Which is why when they stopped tournaments for what was to me an uncertain amount of time, I thought there's probably going to be a rework when they come back. And I think this is the first genuine game where we get to see Seeker performing well, at least with repeaters. At this SP, repeaters are probably the best option on it, but the higher SP you go, the more burrow beams seem to outperform pretty much any other weapon. But I seem to be killing almost everything with about like one mag and like one final burst. And that's if I go for someone who's already full health, right? I believe I end up targeting this bot. Yes, I did. Just because he keeps coming back to this beacon, and it's really annoying to have like the closest beacon to you be an enemy beacon. And I think, yeah, now that I know he's done with his magazine, I try to kill him before he can fully reload, but he does end up dealing a little bit of damage to me in the end. Yeah, I did expect the update to the new tournament mode, but that doesn't mean... A lot of people will disagree with it, but obviously you're going to disagree if you went from a decent amount of acorns to a small amount of acorns. Because even if it's decent to small, or if it's large to decent, people are still going to complain because they're getting a reduction to the amount they can get. But now, at this rate, just like doing some light math in my head, I would think that people went from getting about 7,000 acorns in 4 weeks to getting about 7,000 acorns in 6 weeks. I don't know this because they haven't posted exactly how much they plan to reduce it by, and they also did mention that acorn rewards will only be presented to winners, and fortune keys and credits will remain being given to people on the losing team as well. But you need to win in order to get any acorn prizes. And on top of that, they're going to be reducing the total amount of acorn prizes that you can get even by winning, which means probably I'm expecting that it would go from 7,000 acorns in 4 weeks to about 6 weeks. I'm using 7,000 acorns as a reference because that's how much it takes to guarantee a full acorn-based crate rush, whether that's mech or weapon.
And honestly, it's not really the best reference to think of it as one mech every 4 weeks, because usually you'll be able to afford like one every 2 to 3 weeks, because it won't actually take 7,000 acorns to get them. Like, it's the 7,000 is only the maximum for the threshold, but not really the minimum. But that's really kind of all my comments for, you know, what I think about the new updates, that I've been making on my hangar in particular too. I do want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you think I should improve my videos as well, not just my hangar. And I think that should be it. There's nothing I haven't addressed. So have a good time and take care.